as you can imagine, disappointed with the outcome. Um, but beyond proud of that group of dudes to fight and claw back into that game and make it a game, make it 38-38. Would love to have found a way to finish it and win it. Um, can't turn the ball over. At the end of the day, uh, we made a couple mistakes there that you can't make. But that game, I just told the guys, a lot of teams would have turned it in at halftime. That group will fight. We play hard. We just got to play better. And somehow we got to find a way to come out and play better early. That's about as bad a first quarter as you can play. I thought last week was. This might have been worse. So we got to figure something out because at times you see the talent and guys play well together and a really, really good football team. But we're getting effort, but we're not getting consistent execution, and it's our job to find it. So that's what we're going to work on. But I could not be more proud of a group of guys to fight and claw and play as hard as that's a really good football team we just played. A really good football team. And, um, to battle and finally wear them down and run the ball when we needed to against a team that hadn't given up any rushing yards, to finally figure out how to protect against that front and push the ball downfield and to create turnovers defensively. There's a lot of positive. We just it's hard to swallow when you had a chance to get one and you let it slip. So we'll work our tails off and keep working to get better and try to find a way to get it right when we go to UConn next week. What questions do you have?
You talk about the fight that this team has. I'm curious where it comes from.
That's a great locker room of guys. It comes from them. I mean, it just comes from them. We got great culture. We brought 60 guys in from all over the country to fill that locker room when other guys left, and they've bought in. And I'm super proud. I want to win, but in a lot of ways we won in a lot of areas tonight to be back in that game, and there'll be a lot of residual benefit from that. We want the W on the board. That group cares. They show it to us every day. They've shown it to us 4 weeks in a row. They do not shy away from work. They don't shy away from effort. They want to be coached. They want to be coached hard. We got to keep battling to get better. In a lot of ways, this is year one. I mean, 60 new dudes, that's a lot of new dudes. And we got to keep battling and see this team continue to grow. And I know they will. I mean, that's, as I was leaving, they're pulling each other up and hugging each other's necks and talking about we're going to get better. That they're doing the right things, and it is starting to show, even though it's hard to see at times.
You mentioned there's a different energy in the second half. What's the plan moving forward to get them to start the game?
Oh, good. Well, if I had to answer that one, we'd be 4-0 right now. There's a lot of inexperience in there, and I think for whatever reason. It takes a little while for this group to settle in and take the deep breath and realize it's just football. Now, how do we get that curve to speed up? I wish I had the answer right now. I don't. We're going to put our heads together, the guys too. I don't want to do something gimmicky. I want to do something that's real, that's tangible, that actually might create some positive. But we've all seen when we get to that point, it's a team that can play with anybody. So it is a challenge, and we've got to answer it. And the sooner we answer it, the more likely we are to win games because we can't continue to struggle like we're struggling, especially in the first quarter, and expect to beat good football teams, which we're going to see every week from here on out.
Were there any key adjustments you felt helped change the game, or things you did at halftime to help turn things around?
Not a thing. We just really kind of challenged. We're going to go back out and call the same stuff we called in the first half, and you're going to decide to do it. You're going to decide to step up and own the line of scrimmage and out-effort these dudes and wear them down, which is what we did. They got tired. They came to 5,000 feet or whatever it is, and a little by little, we chipped away at them, but we didn't make any miraculous adjustments. We made some adjustments, which we always do, but nothing crazy. I thought got good information from the box. They made some good adjustments defensively, and at some point it clicked and was like, guys, we can do this. I really think it's that simple. How do we get that to happen from the first snap to the last snap? That is the $1 million question that we're all asking, and I don't have the answer for you right now. If I did, we'd be doing it already.
Obviously didn't end the way you wanted, but what can you
you say about the performance from your true freshman quarterback and his response after that first quarter?
Well, he's gonna hate the 2 turnovers, and he should. Both of them should have been avoided. But I mean, I thought he's gutsy as hell, and I mean, he got hit and hit and hit. I mean, that was a really good defensive front. They've hit every quarterback, and he made some unbelievable throws. But at the end of the day, he can't turn the ball over. I don't care what year he is, and he knows it, and I know it. And those are the ones that are going to haunt him. We had a chance to throw the ball away and still be taking a shot at end zone, and we got to do that. So we'll learn from it. We're gonna have some freshman mistakes from him, but he doesn't get to turn the ball over. He can do a lot of things wrong, but that is not one of them, and he knows it. And he'll be harder on himself than I'll be on him. But I think as you look at the game, you see why he's in there, what he can bring to the table, and why we feel like he's our quarterback.
What's the status of MJ Tafisi and Devin Dye? Both of them
Two-
played well at first.
Honestly, too hard. I'm not sure yet. Doctors have to tell us. We had several guys that didn't finish. I'm hoping that that's just minor, but I really don't know at this point.
Was the injury to MJ, did that kind of necessitate you guys going more defensive backs? You had a true linebacker in there, and I know Switzer plays linebacker too, but it felt like you had more DBs.
Yeah, Switzer is a will linebacker at this point. We've maneuvered guys around to put our best 11 on the field, and Jaden Francois at the nickel and Switzer at the will. I think if Switzer's going to play the next level, which he wants to, it's going to be will linebacker anyway. So this was the step. It's going to be a challenge because that's throwing him in a spot that he's not played, but in the end, it's going to be by far the best for our football team. You'd have to ask Joe, honestly, just what matchups they were trying to create. Where some of it was injury too, and guys that were down, even if it was just for a series. But trying to match up with those guys as best we could, which, as you can see, is really difficult. They're good at what they do.
Do you feel like McKay played well enough to earn that starting spot for next week?
McKay's our starter. Yeah, he's our starter. And I'm going to continue to work with Coop like crazy to have him ready. And very likely could have had to go out there tonight, but I think you saw out of McKay what he brings to the table and what our offense can do with him. And he's going to grow up from mistakes he made tonight. Guys around him made mistakes too. So he can't turn the ball over, and he won't. But he's the guy that I think gives us the best chance to win, and that's what we want to do, and we don't want to wait a year to do it. We want to do it now.
Did their team speed surprise you guys at all at the beginning of the game?
No, I knew they could run. I mean, I've known – I said this a few weeks ago, that our fan base would figure out just how good they were. Those guys are likely a top 25 team at any point during the season. They have tons of speed on the East Coast. They recruit extremely well. They've always been fast. They've always been twitchy. I knew exactly what we were going to look, what we we're going to see. And even that, the way that they manhandled us early, even that was extremely frustrating. I'm proud of how we battled back, but I knew what to expect. And I think everybody that watched the game now knows what to expect too. It's a good football team.
Did you learn anything new about your team tonight, or was this just
I think anytime you go through that, as I just told them, I got a bunch of new guys in that room. I'm still getting to know. And the fact that they did not quit, the fact that they didn't gripe and point fingers and blame and argue and crack apart on the sideline, and literally went out and won the second half and dug our way back into a game. I don't know what the score was at halftime, but it was a lot to not much. I look up and it's 38-38 with an opportunity to win it. I learned they won't give up. They won't quit. They care about each other. They care about us. They're willing to fight. That's something you can build on. In that sense, resilient, tough as nails, fighters, all the above. It matters. So hopefully our fans saw that and they'll keep coming out and supporting them. We're going to get better. This is not a one-game thing. It's not a one-season thing. This is something we got to do now to be able to be competitive every year. This is where we're at. This is a battle to rebuild a roster that was decimated by transfer portal and NIL. So this is the step. And that was a big step in the right direction to watch that group fight. So, in that sense, I hate being where we're at record-wise, but I love the group of dudes I just left in the locker room.
Seems like there was a lot of penalties today. Do you feel like your team took a regression?
I thought the emotions of us got us in a couple spots for sure. And we can't mean, the penalty there after the score to kick the ball from the 20. I mean, we can't do that. I didn't see it. I was moving on to other things, but yeah, we can't have that. Emotions are one of those things that are difficult to control. I mean, even me, I gotta keep my emotions in check too. But guys that haven't been out there much in that kind of game, it was popping and a lot of energy in the air. We've got to walk away from those situations. We've done a good job of that the last few weeks, and yeah, today I thought we failed in that area, especially a couple spots. I'd be anxious to see them on film, but we got to do a better job of that.
Coach Anderson, it just seemed like your secondary played a lot better in the second half.
Yeah.
A lot of soft.
Everybody played better in the second.
Was it more of a confidence thing? Was it adjustments?
We made a couple defensive adjustments. I had to talk with Joe at halftime and look, we got to mix it up. We got to get competitive. We got to get in their face. They throw it over the top of our head all night long. Then hey, what? It's already bad. It can't get much worse. Let's go mix it up. And so I think he got more aggressive in the second half. Our kids, I think when we showed some life on offense, it sparked the defense. And next thing you know, it was just momentum got in our favor. But we did get in their face and mix it up and bring pressure and play some man coverage and actually put ourselves at a little bit more risk than we were in the first half. And I thought the guys responded, and it helped dig us back in the game. Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Can you describe the emotions of this game? Because it's one where it's kind of all seems lost, and you're right back in it, and it's
Right.
taken away from you at the end. Just tell us about the roller coaster.
I was about to say, it's just like a roller coaster, honestly. You got to take advantage of every opportunity you get. So that's the emotion for me right now. It kind of sucks that we didn't pull out with it.
Have you ever been involved in a game like this before at any level where you're down 30 when all of a sudden it's tied and it's just such a wild ride?
Right. No, I've never been part of that, but it's a crazy feeling. Never felt it, but it gets the blood flowing for sure.
What changed for the offense from the first quarter into the rest of the game?
Just execution, taking shots that we know we have matchups on, and just basically that.
What did you learn from this game that you'll take into the next?
Kind of that shows I'm a leader and I gotta step it up and make any play that the ball's on. So that's what I learned from this game. That it all feeds off kind of from me and just the running backs too, getting it started, and just it all starts with me, honestly.
Coach Anderson got kind of emotional talking about the fight of this team, the fact that you guys didn't give up despite that first half, the first quarter especially. You were on last year's team, which at times did not have the fight that this year's team was showing. I'm curious what's different about this group of guys.
We have more, like you said, how you guys saw. We came out second half fighting. That's what I felt like last year. We probably just gave up. I feel like maybe, but this group, we have it. We just got to make a full game out of it. If we come out the second half like the first quarter, then we're unstoppable, honestly. So it's kind of hurts us right now.
Does 1-3 this year feel different than it did last year to you?
It also still feels the same. Still the record, but I know we're capable of doing better than that. Putting the whole game together. Yes, sir.
Just looking back on these 4 games, the whole obviously each one first quarter has not been great, and the other 3 quarters.
Exactly.
First quarter you'd be 4-0.
Exactly.
Looking back, is there anything you've noticed over those first quarters that's kind of holding you guys back as opposed to the rest of the game?
Like you guys know, we come out probably sluggish a little bit. Probably got to wake up. Probably the team's probably looking for a challenge, maybe, but we can't look for a challenge. We got to go out there and dominate, no matter what. Who's out there?
McKay made some passes into some tiny windows tonight,
Right?
which is impressive for a true freshman or any quarterback.
Exactly.
I'm curious. Obviously, you're going to run your route no matter what. But what is it like to play with a quarterback that has proven he can hit those windows that you don't see very often?
I tell all the quarterbacks, if you put the ball up to me, I got your back no matter what. I won't make you wrong. Basically that. So he trusts me, and I trust him that I'll make my play, and he'll make his play.
Anything else for Terrell?
Okay. Thank you.
Looking at all the units on the team, defense certainly had the biggest turnaround in the second half. What was the key for you guys there?
Nothing. It wasn't nothing schematic. It was basically we just executed better in a sense. So, nothing schematically changed from the first half. We just simply executed better.
Were you guys caught off guard by their team speed at all, or no?
Nah, they in my opinion, they really wasn't that fast. They came out and played more physical than us in the first half, but I don't know. Right now we have a bad habit of starting bad in the first half. So it's something that we're doing because it's 3 games that we've done the same thing. So like I'm trying to, and I just had to talk with the guys in the locker room, and I was like, man, like we're 1/2 away from dominating everybody that we play. Like, and it's crazy. And I wanted them to keep their heads up and like, no, like this is a good team, and we show it in the second half. So like we got to find out what's causing us not to come out and do the same thing in the first half. And so like it really wasn't nothing. Like, and I'll tell you this because it partially was me. I had some MAs in like on third down in the first half. You know what I'm saying? That could have got us out the field, and that could have gave our offense another opportunity, and no telling what they do. So yeah, it's just basically MAs, like missed assignments on critical downs. So we just got to fine tune the little things.
What does it say about this team in this locker room that it did fight back and it didn't, forward when it was really bad there?
Man, it just shows you that we got an opportunity to be really good, because like when you're losing like that, it's easy to come out here and it's just really like the first cold game, and it's easy just to lay over and just be like, oh, they got it. But these guys, like, we gonna fight. That's one thing we're gonna do is effort and fight. Like, and that's the thing that coach tells us, like, on our team, effort is not a problem. Like, the effort and the fight is not the problem. It's the, like, okay, we got 10 guys doing the right thing and one guy not doing the right thing. But, one guy not doing the right thing in football, it can mess up the big picture. Like, as far as other sports, like, somebody can make a play by themselves. But on this, you got to have all 11 guys.
How comfortable do you feel playing at that little linebacker spot? Coach A was talking about how he thinks that's your future in football. How do you feel playing that? Because you played it a lot.
Yes, sir. I like it. It's crazy because going into this game, I talked to Coach C earlier, and he was like, you're going to make mistakes tonight. Play fast. Because he was like, you only had 4 days to practice this. And he was like, if you really want to break it down to, like, how much we practice, like, I really only have 4 hours to practice it. So, I mean, I told Coach, I was like, I feel like I'm adjustable. Like, they can put me anywhere. And I just love to play football. Like, I'm not a player that, like, I got to play safety. I'm not one of those people, or I got to play Sam linebacker. Like, he could put me anywhere, and I'm fine because I love the game. And so I feel like I can just go in and adjust, and whatever is going to help the team, like moving me the wheel, like if we can get another athlete on the field that's going to help our team, I'm fine with that.
It just you lost some key players in the first half, MJ and Devin getting hurt. Would have rattled a lot of teams. It seemed like maybe it galvanized you, motivated you guys. Do you feel that's a fair statement?
I'll tell you one thing. This team, we have a lot of depth, and like a lot of people just don't know that yet because a lot of people haven't got their opportunities. Like, as y'all seen Devin die, and but we got 2 more of those in the back end. Cause I done seen, like, that wasn't surprising to me because I seen Devin do the same thing in the spring, in the fall, in practice. I see how much he comes up here and meet. Like, anybody that you rotate through there, I have confidence in. And like, it's a lot of guys on this team that could play. They're just waiting on their opportunity. So like, when we get, you don't never want guys to go down, but when they do, like, we really don't skip a beat because like everybody's on point.
Jaden Francois is another guy in that secondary who seems to be just making more plays. What have you seen from him and his growth recently?
Man, Jaden, see, it's a crazy thing because me and Jaden, we relate to each other a lot because we both from the South. And so, we both kind of got like similar backgrounds. So me and him are really close. And so, like, I don't know, we see a lot of each other in each other, just the mental side of the game. So like, when we always say this before the game, Jaden be like, oh yeah, when I know what you on. And I'll be like the same thing. I know what you on because we got the same mindset in a sense. So, and Jaden is one of those guys, like, when you go watch him at practice, I wish y'all could see him at practice, how hard he practiced and like how detailed he is. Like when he make a mistake, how hard he tries to correct it, and that's been helping his growth tremendously.
Kind of taking him under your wing then on the wall.
I wouldn't say take him under my wing, but I'd say like with Jaden, all he needed to know was our culture and our standard. But from there, like he's a vet, like in a sense, because as y'all know, he played at Nebraska and UCF. Like he's a vet, like he knows what to do. Like he carries himself like a pro. So like I didn't really have to take him under my wing, but I just had to show him the way that we do things, and from there he took off running.
Anything else? Okay. Thanks, Andrew.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.